This is a Roco model of a very iconic German diesel locomotive, the V100. This one is number 43644 in the Roco catalogue, and it's a first edition of this model, and it was produced in 1990 but only ran for 1 year to 91 with this number on the side of the locomotive, 1064. The tooling did have two other variations which ran through to 1997, the only difference being the running number, and then it was completely retooled in 2006 with a more modern version. So a bit about the real locomotive. The V100 is one of the most well-known, let's say, diesels on the German railway network. It was introduced in 1958 and there was 364 of them built between 58 and 63. They were designed to do kind of branch line work where they could handle both freight and passenger services, and in 1968 when the Deutsche Bundesbahn went digital, this got renumbered as a Class 211. Although many of these have now been scrapped and they're not used by the DB so much these days, you can still actually see them running on German railways, with some private freight operators still having the Class 211. So it's a very iconic German machine. Let's get this model out of the box and we'll check out what we've got here. So we have three pieces of paper in the box, which we'll have a look at in a moment. But I think this piece of paper is actually the most interesting one. It's the actual sales receipt when this was sold, and you can see the date there is 15th of November 1990, which ties in with what I was saying earlier about this being released only between 1990 and 91. And you can see that the price was 129.50, and I guess that would be German marks at the time. So a very interesting piece of paper which has been still included in with this second-hand model. And I'll tell you how much this model is worth in UK pounds at the end of the video. So out of the other pieces of paper, we've got this one, which I think is talking about putting steps onto the model. I can see that they have been added on. So I guess these were optional pieces, and maybe it's talking about removing them if maybe you have tight corners or something. I don't speak German, so I don't know what that is. We've got the usual parts list here, which is detailing all the pieces that make up this model, and that goes on to page 2 as well. You can see here we've got a very typical Roco motor of the time, and it has 2 flywheels as well, which is pretty cool. And we also have this leaflet, which gives some of the history of the locomotive. It's in German, and I think this is French. And as I look inside, unfortunately it doesn't have any history in English, which is a bit of a shame, but it does give you some information here about all the extra pieces that you can put onto the model, and also how you can take the cab off if you need to get to the motor. This picture here implies we also should have lighting too. We also have a bag of extra pieces which we can add on to this model. And here is the model. It is actually looking in really good condition. And I noticed in the little bag of extras, we've got things like windscreen wipers that we can add onto this, as well as other little handrails. But let's have a closer look at what we've got just straight out the box. So immediately noticeable is how good the definition is on this moulding here, and all the extra details that we've got. I especially like the little surrounds around the lights with the silver. We saw in the instructions there was a light bulb in here, so we should have some lighting, although it won't be LED. The number up here is printed really well, and we've got a stripe running the whole length of the model, which is also printed on really good. Obviously the finish is this dark maroon colour, and it's been applied very well to the main body part. At the front we've got plastic buffers here which are part of the chassis. These pieces are extra pieces added on. They just slot on for the handrails, and they do have a bit of movement as well, so they're not going to break that easily, but they're still very delicate and very fine, and it looks really good at the front. However, I do notice on this particular one, if I go around the other end, we are missing it on this end, and it's not in the box. We do have it on this side. So that's to be expected when you buy second-hand stuff, I guess. I like the definition of the grills, also up top as well. That's pretty good, although that probably would benefit from having a bit of black paint added onto it. This piece here is an extra piece of plastic which has been added in. And looking down the side, we've got these slab sides, but we've got a little door here. And as we look at the cab, we've got wire handrails, very nice definition around the door. The printing of the number in the DB logo is very good too. And I like how the windows, while being flush fit, also have these silver surrounds. At the front here, you can also see that those windows at the front also have the silver surround. There's a little electrical flash here on the exhaust. And this is an extra piece put on, as is the roof, which is an extra piece of grey plastic. If I come around this way, you can actually see this is fitted with a driver as well. I think that's from the factory, and he's fully painted too. And there's an indication of some cab details in there, but the motor is taking up most of the area below the cab, so it's really just from the windowsill upwards. At the other end of this locomotive, again, it's pretty slab-sided here, but we do have a couple more grills. And we have some vents up here, which actually look pretty good. And another exhaust coming up here. I guess it's an exhaust, might be an air intake. Let me know in the comments. And this end here, we've got 2 sets of grills and some more lights, which look really good too. Looking at the chassis, we've got some dimple effect going on here. And we have another light grey line running the length of the locomotive and some printing down here, which is very fine, but it looks really good too. And then we've got some steps coming down here, which is just moulded in. The bogies on this model look fantastic. There's a lot of deep moulding going on here. All the springs and brake gear is in there, and pipe work too. That looks really good. And the wheels are dulled with black inserts, which is also very good as well. Looking underneath, you can see an indication of the drive shaft here, but it's just moulded into the bottom piece of metal. And if I turn it around this way, you can see Roco made in Austria. We've got drive to all wheels, and we've got all wheel pickup as well. At this end, we've got a NEM pocket with the coupling in it, which does have a bit of movement on the bogie, but it's not a lot, but it is attached to it. It moves back and forward. And we have it coming through with this bar below it here. No difference on the other bogie, it's just exactly the same. And on this particular model, we actually have a different coupling at this end of the locomotive, but it's just in an M pocket, so it's easily swapped. So it is a pretty decent looking model, this one. I can't believe this was actually first produced in 1990. At time of recording, that makes this 36 years old. So this is pretty good. It's quite heavy as well. I think most of it's made of metal, certainly the body shell, I think, and also this piece here. But I'm hoping it'll run perfectly, so let's get it on the test track and we'll check it out. Okay, as usual, it's just a piece of old Hornby set track that I'm using here, and I'm using my H&M controller on 12 volts DC to power this up. So let's give it some power and see what happens. Well, it's an absolutely perfect runner. Well, I say that, it needed a little push just to get it going in one direction, but once it got going, it was fine. I think it's probably just not been used for some time. I also really liked how the lights work. It's got directional lights which actually change from white to red depending on which way it's going, so that's pretty cool. Okay, those are bulbs in there, so it's not super bright. I'd probably advise changing those to LEDs, but that's a minor thing, I think. Certainly the mechanism is working fantastic. So I'd mentioned about this being quite a heavy model. Let's put it on the scales and see how much it weighs. So this model comes in at 324 grams. So Roco's model here of the V100, I think, is actually a really, really good model. I still can't believe this is as old as it is and it came out in the 1990s. This would definitely stack up against modern models, I think. Okay, the kind of steps and handrails at each corner, just because of the nature of what they are a bit bent, but you know, they will take a couple of bashes, so that's good. But they do detract a little bit from the overall look of this model. But that said, you could swap these out for more robust ones, maybe etched ones if you can get those. The lighting isn't perfect, it's using a bulb instead of LEDs, but it's indicative of the time when it came out. And it should be an easy swap to just change those to improve the lighting on this model. But there's certainly no faulting the mechanism, it just runs absolutely perfectly, and it benefits from all-wheel drive and all-wheel pickup. I love that we've got extra parts to put on this, like windscreen wipers and additional handrails, and I like how it's got a driver in the cab as well. So I think overall, this is a fantastic model. Definitely as a second-hand purchase, this is a really good model to get. And talking of second-hand, how much did this cost? Well, prices obviously vary depending on condition, but I would say this one was as new. It's just missing one handrail. And I paid £70 for this. You can pay anything up to around about £100. But for this locomotive, which I would say would stack up against a modern machine, I think that's well worth it on the second-hand market. I think it would be a great little investment for you and provide a lot of enjoyment and reliable running. But that's just what I think. What do you think about this V100? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts. And if you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps this channel, so thanks for doing that. I'll put this on the turntable so you can see all the way around, but that's it for this one. Thanks for checking out this model with me, and I'll see you on the next one.
So model trains, model worlds, choo-choo, model trains, in tiny worlds, choo-choo. So model trains, tiny trains, model worlds, choo-choo, model trains, in tiny worlds, choo-choo.